Hi everyone, my name is MuhammadAyreauna, and I'm currently working with Group 11 on my carnival planning idea. We're helping and to make it better, so it can earn more. It can earn a more of a revenue, along with just generally having a more futuristic approach to the project. Uh, we'll start out with planning the project. So we'll host a carnival on a smaller scale of the Houston Carnival, like the Houston Rodeo. There's multiple carnivals that happen around Houston, but our rodeo is the most major one that happens. It'll be on the weekend it'll be the weekend before July 4th, so it'll be June 30th, July 1st, and July 2nd. In order, we changed the date because this is a holiday weekend, so we will be able to generate more of a revenue as there will be more people off, and it will just attract more people. We're hoping to attract about 1,500 people, and we're hoping on collecting $25,000 by the end of the day or by the end of the week. It'll include carnival rides, carnival foods, along with Islamic lectures and silent auctions. We included the Islamic lectures and silent auction before, but along with that, we'll have a virtual reality area that'll include Oculuses and a 360 photo booth. And we'll donate all the money into a charity that is raising money for Turkey and Syria. We're doing this because Turkey and Syria currently had a very bad earthquake, and we would like to earn and generate money for it, or money for it, just because they had a huge earthquake that really affected their entire country. So here are the supplies we'll be needing. So we had carnival rides, carnival foods, tables and chairs, volunteers, area to hold a carnival, local talents with information on Islam, silent auction, and Oculus virtual reality systems, and 360-degree photo booth. So let's start with where the mosque will be, the event will be held at. Event will be held at Masjid al-Sabirin, and it'll be held every day from 3 o'clock to 9 o'clock, except on Saturday, where it'll be held from 3 o'clock to midnight. We have chosen this location because this main field holds about 1,500 people at once, and the inside area of the mosque holds about 1,000 people, and this event will be free to use. We chose this location mainly because of it being free to use. We can put that funds into something else, and this is a very big field to where it'll attract people without it reaching capacity. And the second thing will be and the second item we'll be discussing on the slide is the local Islamic talents. We'll have multiple people who can give lectures on Islamic related topics, along with giving lectures on recent events. There's been a lot going on around the world, and we just want to make sure that everyone's informed and everyone knows what's going on so they can make an informed decision. And this will be on a volunteer basis. We'll be requiring two per day. We'll be requiring two per day because both people can work together to help each other, ensuring the best information is conveyed to the listeners. This was previously one, but we changed it to two, just because two people can help each other kind of give the best information. So next thing we'll be discussing is the table and chairs. Tables and chairs will be put in separate areas where there will be food vendors, and we'll only need about 6 chairs for every table. We'll require about 50 tables and about 300 chairs that will seat about 300 people at a time. And we'll be having a picnic area as well for people who want to enjoy sitting on the floor. We'll use Big Heart Event Rental to rent them, and we'll budgeting about $2,000 for this. We'll be having multiple types of food at the event. Foods will include typical carnival foods along with a few different types of foods. Both are a little different because we'll be having other like restaurants and small businesses come along with carnival food vendors, and they'll reach out to us, and we'll be also be reaching out to us in order to discuss food. We'll require the restaurant to put a fee in order to put up a stand. We'll have about 12 stands per day with various types of food. We'll charge $50 per food stand per day and earning us about $600 per day, a total of $1,800 for all 3 days. The next thing will be the carnival rides. The carnival rides will be bought from Bouncing Adventure, and they'll have about 6 to 7 rides per day, and they'll include a Ferris wheel, airplane ride, rock climbing, carousel ride, and trackless train. We'll charge about $15 per ride band, and this will earn us about and we're hoping to attract 750 kids, and if we do, then it'll earn us about $11,250 minus ride rentals for each day. We'll earn a revenue of about $9,250. Next thing will be a silent auction. We'll have a silent auction where we'll plan on collecting about $1,000. We'll have multiple basketballs signed by various NBA players, but our focus is on Hakeem Olajuwon just because he's really big in the Muslim community. We'll also have local Islamic paintings that are donated to us, and we are hoping paintings and the items are donated to us. Our volunteers, we're planning on having about 100 volunteers per day. These volunteers will receive credit and will be signing college and public school forms for the hours these volunteers helped. These volunteers will oversee various items like handling auction items, helping with carnival rides, and generally making sure everything goes to plan. We'll be giving each volunteer free item a coupon, and these coupons will be valued at $7. Okay, so the next thing we'll be talking about is the Oculus virtual reality and 360 photo booth. We're trying to put these in order to make our event a little bit different compared to other events and other carnivals we've seen and been to. So the Oculus virtual reality transports you another world, a virtual world. These items are never seen at carnivals and will set our carnival apart from others. Each Oculus will cost about $23.90 to rent from Pixelated World, and we'll be requiring about 10 of them, which will be an expense. But each rental does come with games, so we do not need to expense for games. We'll have several timed sessions of 20 minutes for this and will cost about $10 per session. We plan about 750 people to use it per day. There's a minimum. I do believe and hope that there will be more people who use it. The next thing will be a 360 photo booth. These 360 photo booths have been around, and it's a huge technological advancement, and it will set our event apart from others. And this will also be a fun way to kind of advertise our event, like on the first day. We can People will kind of post, and we can kind of put like a little banner or like a little border on people's pictures and videos that they take in these, and if they post it, it'll kind of be advertised, and they'll kind of provide really good advertising for us. These will cost about $500 to rent, and we'll charge about $10 per use of the item. We plan for about 600 people to use it per day. So this will be our schedule for tasks that we're just kind of setting, just so we can make sure everything's on track and we don't fall behind. On November 12th, 2023, we'll start meeting up with the mosque to reserve the fields for the 3 dates in April. Starting on January 1st, we'll start coordinating with the vendors, including people for carnival rides and chairs and tables. On January 31st, we want all the vendors confirmed and everything including the rides and chairs and tables confirmed. On February 1st, we'll send out volunteer forms along with forms for people to do the Islamic lectures. We'll also reach out to artists and Hakeem Olajuwon to see if they want to donate to the silent auction. By February 15th, we want all the volunteers required, including the people for Islamic lectures, and starting February 15th, we want to send out forms for local restaurants to sign up for food to offer food during the event. We only need about 12 per day, and one restaurant can sign up for one day or all of them. On February 20th, we want all the silent auction items confirmed, and February 29th, we want all the restaurants confirmed. On March 1st, we'll send out invitations for the carnival. These will be advertised throughout the masjid along with being on the website and the local radio station. We also want to come up with a more futuristic approach to advertising as well. We'll start talking to people who deal with Oculus and 360 photo booths on March 31st, and we want everything booked and ready to go by April 30th. This is what our actual schedule looked like. On December 10th, we called them off to meet up with them, and they agreed to meet up the next day, and we met up with them on December 11th, and they agreed on letting us hold the event on the selected dates to let us have the event for free. As the event space had already been booked, we started early on looking for the carnival foods and carnival rides due to the vendor. As we had started too early in order to get the low prices we had found. We started on December 12th. As the new year had come, we had our rides booked and ready to go. These were a few other rentals that needed to be booked before the event. On February 1st, we coordinated with the tables and chair vendors. They agreed on giving us the required tables and chairs. On February 5th, we sent out volunteer forms. These include the ones that will be helping around the field, along with the ones helping during the lectures. On February 6th, we started on getting updates on carnival foods. We had about 6 vendors confirmed, but we were still awaiting confirmation of 6 other vendors. On February 28th, we had filled most spots for volunteers, stomach culture, and carnival foods. On March 1st, one of our confirmed food vendors had dropped out of the event, so we only had about 9 vendors. On March 5th, you had all the volunteers for the field, and all the required volunteer positions were filled. On March 8th, we started reaching out to Islamic artists and NBA players who were willing to donate items to us. On March 15th, we started talking to vendors for the Oculus and 360-degree photo booth. On March 18th, we had gotten all the required volunteers for the Islamic lectures, and on March 19th, the Oculus and 360 photo booth had been confirmed. On March 31st, all the restaurant vendors had been filled, and on April 15th, we had gotten a good amount of paintings from local artists and NBA players who agreed to give us signed basketballs. On May 1st, we had gotten the basketballs delivered to us, and from May 1st onwards, our priority is to make sure everything is good to go. And what changed from our original implementation to this implementation? We added 2 things, including the 360 photo booth and the Oculus station. These were to set our event apart from other events. These earned about additional $15,000 in revenue for us. Along with that, we added extra volunteers and we added items for the silent auction. This helped ensure that we don't run out of volunteers, and we did not run out of volunteers. Extra time for the silent auction helped earn extra revenues about $2,000. And even though we ran into issues like food stands dropping out, we ended up going through it and finished the carnival with revenues above what we had expected. These really helped us in donating to UNICEF for the Turkey and Syria fund. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Bye.
All right, so good afternoon. My name is Ariana Williams. Again, just to touch bases, we are doing a carnival fundraiser for the disaster that just happened in Turkey. All of the donations and the proceeds and everything that we make from the carnival will go to that. I guess my job is just to handle the day-to-day operations and like the human resources part of it. I wanted to add a few suggestions and things that we could do to make this carnival a success and make sure it goes afloat. As far as the day-to-day operations, of course, we're gonna have carnival games, we're gonna have carnival rides. I just think the most important part of it is making sure we have these safety rules implemented as far as like height requirements for the rides, just making sure everyone knows what you can bring into the park, what you can't bring in. Like we said, it's going to be at a mosque, so we want to make sure they know all the rules, following those specific guidelines. We also want to implement like informational booths just so people can be aware and know about the events that's going on. We want to implement maps, just a bunch of pamphlets, QR codes, just a bunch of informational pamphlets so that the customers that are coming to the carnival know, what our cause is. They know what they can donate, where they can donate, what events are going on, and etc. like that. I also wanted to implement just like a emergency aid section just in case anyone gets hurt. We always have to put safety first. There's going to be a lot of people, so we have to make sure that we're thinking about just in case of an emergency. As far as the employees go, we essentially don't want to spend that much money. We want to gain money, we want to earn money so that we can donate as much proceeds as we can to Turkey. So this is a charitable event. We want to make sure everyone who is employed is a volunteer. Of course, there will be like incentives of being here, so it's not completely free work, but we are aiming for just making sure we have a bunch of volunteers for this event. It is only 3 days, so just making sure that we connect the dots and have an easy flow for the customers, and they know where they're going and they know what to do, and just give as much information as possible.
My name is Miriam Darden, and the input I'll be giving for our project, which is Amir's Turkey and Syria Relief Fund, will be standing from a mainly financial standpoint, considering I am the financial manager for this project. And essentially my goal with this is to help flesh out how we will be dealing with our money so that we can track whether or not we're making profit, and then at the end of it all, be able to donate that profit to the relief fund. So the first thing I want to cover is procurement, which more than likely will be a team decision, which will essentially make us a cross-functional team because we are all working in different departments, but coming together to achieve a common goal or a final goal. But in any case, the choices of procurement will most likely be headed by Amir since he is the planner. Me and Amir will work together to identify the best prices for us so that we can maintain a low cost of goods so that we can maximize the amount of profit we make. And from there, obviously there's going to be the ordering, keeping the tabs for our orders and our purchase orders and such things as that, which will kind of be my job since I'm keeping account of our finances. And those particular pieces will be tracked with either Access Books or Quick Access or Microsoft Access, to ensure that we have accurate data on how much we're spending and how much money we have left and how much we need to make a profit. The second thing I wanted to talk about was the payments for after a bidding of a item, to basically just ensure that we're actually getting our payments in a timely fashion, but we're also versatile in the way we are receiving payments from our recipients. So essentially, just to add an example, one of the items we did talk about as a group was hopefully a partner with either multiple or some basketball players such as LeBron James or Steph Curry, for them to sign a basketball or another item to be auctioned off. So for the sake of the example, let's say that someone bidded a signed basketball by LeBron James for about $1,000. So in order to get that payment, I, and more than likely Amir, since again he is the head of this project, will establish a temporary account, more than likely a GoFundMe, because GoFundMes, they are very versatile in the way they receive payment, which is credit, debit. You can use PayPal, Apple Pay, or Google Pay. And even then, we can still take cash if they have it on them, or a check. More than likely, these things will be in a money box, and identify as me being the sole person in the financial management may be a problem. So more than likely, the box will be held after the auction is over. The box will be held by one of my other teammates, and I will probably hold the key, just to ensure that there's no funny business going around with the account. And as referring back to the GoFundMe account, to make sure that no money is being spent, more than likely there's going to be 2 verifications on the email to ensure any money that's going to be spent has at least 2 eyes on that money was supposed to be spent. The last thing I want to cover is payroll, and like previously mentioned, the payroll will not be wages, but will instead be incentive, such as the coupon for meals after the volunteers have finished their shifts. And essentially how we're going to keep track of this is taking in the number of vouchers we give to our volunteers, times that by the quantity as it's going to be one per person, so how many volunteers we do have, and that amount is going to be added to our cost of goods so that we can properly determine how much money we have to make to not only break even but to reach our profit goal in order to donate enough money to the Syria Fund Relief. More than likely, the software I'll be using will be Excel, just to the fact my accounting 1 and 2 classes mainly use Excel as the software to enter journal entries, balance the books, and is eventually posted to the ledger. So I know that I am very skilled in this, and it would actually help me keep track of the finances. The last thing that I would like to add in terms of how we could improve on our operations is to add a QR code to our marketing flyer that would allow the consumers as well as volunteers, after they're done with their shifts, to be able to purchase tickets for the rides, petting zoo, Oculus, and other activities that we will be holding during the carnival, as well as linking a direct link to the GoFundMe so that consumers can donate to the fund, just so we can have a paperless trail that is easy to track and will essentially allow us to properly identify how much we made in profits and how much we can send to the Syrian and Turkey Relief Fund.
Hi, I'm Chestney Flemmings. I had the marketing segment of my group project, which is over a carnival. So our target audience is we are trying to attract the crowd of family, give our family vibes, anybody that's religious or anything like that. We will all be doing indirect and direct marketing to promote and to also boost our ticket sales. So far as budgeting go, depending on how much budgeting is for advertising, marketing, like the cost of graphics, prices, and flyer creation, we should make a good profit from ticket sales. The creativity, this goes far deeper into ads. I believe my partner said something about having like an NBA player there or something like that, so we can use them for promotion and advertisement as well. Tracking. So once we tracking our sales and everything, it depends on how many families we expect to have. Overall, this will go into the report. I also wanted to, on the flyers and emails that we send out, I also wanted to include a QR code to make everything a little bit more easier. Also with advertising on the TV.